Welcome back, everybody. Before we introduce ourselves, I want to throw a random question out. Is it racist for us to play West African music when a West African is on? Like if we had King Maria, if we play like some ching chongy Chinese shit, is that racist?
Whoa, whoa. She's
nah.
Filipino
Bing
first.
bong bing with the little string instruments, like that East Asian shit.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you niggas listen to? You guys got a Barry White over there in the
I'm
Philippines?
American, bro. So I'm Gucci. Oh, you talking Rob?
Yeah.
I don't know on top of my head. I don't know on top of my head, but I know for a fact that the Philippines is a karaoke king.
Who y'all Stevie Wonder? Or y'all Selena?
Oh damn.
Michael
bro.
Jackson.
Like not on top of my head.
Y'all just got Pacquiao?
Yeah, man, we got
That'd be tight.
Pacquiao.
He sings. I feel like he dropped
That's
the album before.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
for
all you need, Manny Pacquiao, right there.
That's crazy. All right, Manny Pacquiao for president, because that dude that I got
The
right now is-
Torte.
yeah, he's pretty fucked up.
Oh, I finally also I saw the previews of Frontline. Oh my god.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be
Scary,
crazy.
bro.
Anywho, no, I just want to throw that one out
Okay.
there before we started. This is another episode of the Guide to Grade A Living, y'all. I am Mars, aka Okra Winfrey.
And I am Rob, aka Bobby Tyson.
It's Kingsley, a.k.a. I Am Legend. Back again with episode 24.
Kobe.
Hey.
Fuck Kobe.
Come on now.
Whoa. That's why it was
Laker
LeBron.
Nation still.
That's why 23 wasn't LeBron's episode.
Yeah, that's-
Anyway,
That's cool.
we got a special guest on the episode.
Omar's in the house right now.
Omar's in the house. We're going to talk about some clothes, some culture, some
All that
business,
shit.
all that good shit.
Right.
But meanwhile, let's give a quick silence for Nipsey Hussle.
For real.
Yeah, man. King was killed on Sunday, man, to some violence that didn't need to even happen.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it happened, and I hope that everybody learned from it. And through this whole matter of time, please quit coming up with conspiracy theories, man. Let these people just rest. Let their people mourn in peace, because imagine if somebody you knew died and you came up on the internet and every day you seeing theories and conspiracies and all this nonsense, man. Like,
Oh, you think heaven has Twitter? Like you say, you come up on the internet, like you imagine you die, like you
man,
scrolling your
but
timeline.
I had watched this show on Amazon. I can't remember the name of it right now, but
Uh-huh.
like, you know, like when you die, it was basically like you could still like walk around, but you couldn't like fuck with people.
Oh, really?
But you could just see what's going on. It's just like, imagine if you die and see all the fuck shit that really goes on. So it's just like,
Nah, that's real though.
you know what I'm saying? Like, let's have some compassion. Like, I feel like people die now. We quick to put it on the internet. Like, we didn't need to see the gunshots and Nipsey getting shot in the parking lot.
We didn't have to.
Yeah.
No. I think that was just too much content right there.
Yeah, that's the world we live in now. They're gonna take any little bit of content and put it out there. World Star was showing people die in car crashes and shootouts years ago. So
Yeah.
I think we're in an era where things are just so overconsumed that you're desensitized to certain
Right.
things. And I feel you with the conspiracy theory tip. On one end, I
It's
definitely
good for talk
agree.
for sure.
I mean, yeah, but on another
What
end,
kind
like
of
the
talk?
government
I mean,
does conspire to kill people often, so it's
True.
not it's not abnormal to think something like that.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's just too early. You need details and shit like that. Usually, if the government had a conspiracy,
Did
to
you
murder
see
somebody,
Tupac tweeted out?
Tupac tweeted. Wait, for
Yeah,
real?
Tupac.
See,
Oh,
he needs to go perform at Pride this year too. That needs
Well,
to be
Gay
a
Tupac
banger.
apparently got cancer on Empire.
Oh, really?
really?
Oh, I figured they was gonna let him off the show anyway. They were probably just pissed off with him. He could be a diva for all I know. I don't work on set shit. I mean, Gay Tupac, you already sassy as hell saying that shit. Why get quiet? Damn.
We're in a new era right now, you know.
Okay. I
Uncharted
got a
waters for
couple gay
sure.
friends, and they say gay motherfuckers sometimes be too soft, and it be the white ones out here always complaining.
Oh!
So I'm gonna keep that real. You know I love everybody, but that don't mean I'm not gonna stop you from being a fucking pussy.
Oh, man.
That's just how it is, bro.
take it the way you see it then.
And I know trans people out there that could throw hands and lesbians and gay people. I'm not even talking about it like that. Just stop being so fucking sensitive to every fucking thing.
See,
And that's
so,
beyond
like,
just
okay,
the LGBT
it goes
community.
back to the Daniel
It's
Caesar.
everybody.
It goes back to our Daniel Caesar conversation.
About him
Mhm.
being sensitive.
about Dave Chappelle when he called him gay.
Oh yeah,
Was he being sensitive?
Yeah, I mean it's a fucking joke from Dave Chappelle, and gay also means music does make me feel very happy. It makes me want to be in love with somebody. I would have just took it as a compliment that Dave Chappelle even acknowledged me. To be honest with you, hey, Dave Chappelle cracked a joke on me. That's cool. Maybe some girl at a bar suck your dick later with that one.
Now he's gonna be that punchline.
It's a great
now, where
icebreaker.
Like, hey,
That's
you're
a great
that guy.
icebreaker.
It'll be crazy if the Chappelle show is now on and how that would have been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I say the same about like Boondocks all the time. I feel like society really needs those things. It's just I don't know, when Chappelle got in trouble with the Netflix special for making the trans joke and all this other stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's beyond just the LGBTQ community, just in general. People are just way too fucking sensitive. And I'm a very loving, caring person.
Do you think that what happened with Kevin Hart?
Now,
with the whole apology for the F word situation and all that? What did he
Yeah.
say? He don't want his kids to be gay or something like
He
that?
said he don't want to do. He said he don't want to be portrayed as a gay. He don't do a role where he's gay in it, basically.
Oh, and that's fine. That's
And he
that
tweeted
man's
it.
preference. That's like when trans people be online saying like you're transphobic or something because you don't want to date a trans person. I am attracted to women. Yes, trans women are women, but I like the women that were born with the X and Y chromosome. Was it X and Y? Or was it double X? Whichever one of it is. I like ones with the proper estrogen amount that actually bleed from the pussy a couple of days out the month.
Some of them get
Those are the ones
mustaches,
that I
though,
like.
too.
I totally fuck with trans women. There's some beautiful trans women out there.
get mustaches though.
And that's cool. Mustaches rolling in
You ain't know that?
Oh, wait, what?
On
You ain't
my
know
side
that?
of the family.
Wait,
When I get that wax, when I get that way, get that upper lip, Jake. That upper lip, man.
It happens.
I saw a story yesterday, I think, or what was it, 2 days ago?
Story the other day about okay.
So it was what was it?
Come closer, Jake. So we're talking to that mic real quick so that people can hear you.
For the podcast listeners.
Yeah. Turn it up. Jake.
Sorry, people.
Justin Bieber was like, he did an April Fool's joke that said that his wife got pregnant, and then
Lit.
later said it was a joke. She's not pregnant. Pretty harmless joke.
People were
Very
sad.
mean
I bet
joke.
they were probably sad about
People
that.
were upset. They said they were upset in calling Justin Bieber out because some people can't have babies.
That's
And
true.
that is a
Whoa.
mean.
What?
That is
Like,
mean.
yo, come on.
It is
man.
mean.
Like,
It is mean.
It's like,
'Cause you can do the same thing about marriage. Some people
There's
don't
like a
get
million things you can
married.
do about
Now,
Bro,
Yo,
that's
see-
different.
people are
That's
tall.
different. It's
See,
different.
God.
That
like,
was
if
a
the
harming
guy,
thing.
Like,
They
he
can
probably just
adopt.
threw his hands up like,
They can
fuck it, I
adopt.
can't do anything out here. I'm going back
All
to
of us can adopt.
Yeah, go back to your cave with that shit, man.
Being sensitive
Like,
again. Here we go
come on,
again.
Like, all right, you were gonna be that sensitive, so just like a
Yeah,
person
like
making a
so,
joke,
cause
like-
yeah, I mean, number one is his life. So I mean, what if she had a miscarriage? What if she wanted to abort the child? Are y'all gonna have all these other fucking controversies around it if they choose not to have
Literally just
child?
an April Fool's
No,
joke.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, for the people that's out there sensitive about it, like, come on, bro. Me as a parent, I'm gonna make sure that my kids, maybe I don't want them to get beat up, but I mean, you at least gotta know how to take a punch. You know, like lose some fucking games. You
thought that one
have
was
to
funny,
fail.
though.
Like
It was
it
like-
thickens your skin, because people out here sit up here, grown ass fucking adults,
Putting
being
a
sad about an
pedestal.
April Fool's joke, and somebody
But something you don't even
who
know.
has the
that's not even in your
capacity-
life.
yeah,
like, if
who
it was
has
like
the
your friend made that
capacity
joke,
to do
all right,
that?
maybe
I
that's
wouldn't
fucked up if they
care.
knew that about
I
you,
don't
but,
care
like,
as a person in my day-to-day life, but I mean, if I was a fan and I was a chick of Justin Bieber and I couldn't get pregnant, he made that joke, I'd be like, damn.
You feel
That's
some type
fucked
of
up.
way,
Yeah,
sure, but at the same
Oh,
time,
shit.
like, yeah, like,
Yeah. Right. You can choose not to
You're
be
not a
fan,
fucking comedian. You're an entertainer. Dance on stage. Do your 1-2 step.
but everybody
Beat
does
bop,
April Fool's
beat bop.
jokes, and Canadians are funny. I will say that Canadians
Oh,
are
so
naturally funny.
Dave Caesar's funny now.
I mean, he been funny looking.
Drake's funny now.
big-
Drake is hilarious. That's part
a
of
little
why I
corny, too.
actually do fuck with
Party
him. He's
Next Door
pretty
is funny?
I don't know. That
Nah.
Kalani shit was pretty funny to
That
me.
was
Yeah,
pretty
that
funny.
Yeah.
But man, we got special guests on the episode
Oh,
today,
you
man.
want to congratulate your new mayor? I will if nobody else will.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Lori Lightfoot. Everybody got something bad to say about everybody out
Who?
here. Chicago's not us on the panel, but
Oh.
like in general, the public. At least black folk wasn't happy, but I said she.
I don't like.
North Side's mayor,
I don't like how the
so-
news put and said that like she's the first mayor to live in Logan Square, and I just had a whole thought in my mind like it's gonna be a lot of you.
But that's what I'm
fucking
saying. She
bastards
the North
who
Side's
live in
mayor.
Logan
Yeah, like
Square.
that's something to take pride in.
I don't like you Logan Square people.
Openly
I'm gonna put it out
gay,
there.
all of
I don't like
that.
you Logan
It's
Square
lit.
hipsters. I don't like you black people who live on Logan Square. Like, oh yeah, man, I live in Logan Square. I'm cut off. I'm ducked off. Nah, man, you on the West Side Pilsen, nigga. What's up? Coming at your head top. And no, Jake isn't moving to Logan Square. None of that fuck shit.
Let's hope not.
Tuh, you better not. Tuh, tell ya. Man, exactly.
Realtor friends for sure. Gotta hit.
But come on over, Omar.
Come on, Omar.
Man. So damn, Kingsley, why do you feel so bad about Logan Square,
Logan
man?
Square, man, it's like an extension of Bugtown. It got all they cool, like, you know, yuppie. I mean, say yuppies. I mean, it got like all like the vegan stores. It got all like the little fancy cheeses and shit.
Yeah. But I mean, well,
I mean, it's
feel
really
you.
catered
I'm
for
not
sure.
really
They're like
a Logan-
bougie.
a
They're
Lo-
like
a Logan
bougie
lover.
people, bro. And it's not like the Logan Square by East Room. It's edgy. I like that.
It's
Logan.
more
Yeah,
cleaned
that
up, so
area
it's
I
a
like.
cleaned
I'm
up.
talking.
start
I'm talking
going
more about like
further
the Tony's area. The people with like multiple grocery stores in one location. It's like, damn, why do you need 4 grocery stores on one block?
True. Those could be a little more evenly dispersed, but that's like that really is just kind of.
And it's like in the hood, we have what are that? Food deserts.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I mean, you know,
Point proven.
You know. I suppose.
I mean, they're just catering to the,
The
people
that
who
live
live
there.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
catering to. Oh, what can they cater us? Why do we get all these damn liquor stores on the south side?
I mean,
But you know, I won't even get into that rant right now, man.
that's by design, I say. But you know,
But by design,
Yeah,
my
speaking
nigga
of design,
Omar's on the episode.
right,
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Just living life one day at a time, you know.
How's 2019 treating you so far?
Very consistent. I have a lot of things coming in, a lot of projects, investments, different opportunities. So it's been
Oh.
great.
All right, investments. You mean as far as like more funding into your brand, or just like on the personal finance too?
Both.
Oh, nice.
nice.
I'm using
Yeah.
my brand to get my personal credit in order. So it's like
That's love.
Okay.
at the trade line. So it's
Damn, I guess even before,
feel you, my man.
yeah, I guess before we dig into you, why we invited you on as a designer, because we do like those aspects of things and financial development and so on and so forth. What I guess is your ultimate goal with all of this?
to be able to connect Africa with the United States as far as like
that's dope.
our people.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
Finding a way that we can all have an aspect of fashion that we on one accord, like create our own world. You know, like everybody exclude us from a lot. So
Right.
us being the original people of design,
Mm-hmm.
and also the original people of
Humanity
engineering.
as
so,
well,
you know,
mathematics, all that
but
shit.
So
Yeah.
you know, like I want to be able to connect the two. Not to say I'm blocking everybody else out from the outside, but we need our turn.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. It's funny that you even mentioned that. Me and my boy Muiz, he's another happen to be Nigerian designer, homie of all
Are you
of ours as
Nigerian,
well.
Omar?
I'm Ghanaian.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed the flag on a couple of the posts or whatnot. But yeah, I was just talking about, right? So Nigeria has obviously a lot of Hollywood-ish going on. That's going to be an entertainment mecca over there. West Africa, obviously, just tourism.
I feel like
and all of
Ghana's
that
taking
in-
over.
For
in
sure.
general.
Yeah.
But like Central Africa could be an agricultural hub, a science hub.
Exactly.
We need factories for manufacturing
sure.
things. It's a lot of open space over there, Africa in general, to really be built up. So I fuck with you for even having that type of mindset,
Yeah,
because there's
for
a lot of
sure.
cats that's still divided when we really should be trying to unite one another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, China's buying a lot into Central Africa, and that just lets you know that, it's a need in Africa. And I always wonder, like, why don't we manufacture? Why don't we produce? Why don't we do stuff at, like, at a mass global scale of it all? And I know, like, I seen that you had placed some of your products in Ghana. You placed it with some of, like, the tastemakers and key people over there. How did that feel? And how did, like, how did you even get, let's start from the beginning. How did you even get to here, from like the first collection to like even doing that?
Because you're a few seasons in now.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah. It was season 8 getting ready to come up. So it's like,
Woo!
Right.
like taking in. You said, how did I get here? Like originally.
Yeah.
What's the beginning of this story?
So I would say
Tell people where you from and everything.
originally from Ghana.
Okay.
Came here age of 2.
Okay.
pretty much grew up on the south side of Chicago. Started up north actually in the Belle Plaine building, and it ended up from the age of probably like 8 to like maybe 13. I was on the south side, and then I moved to the south suburbs. So I got like a lot of like different
A lot of
aspects
flavor.
of the city under my belt. So I understand all aspects of the spectrum when it comes to the city. And then when I went off to college, I ended up getting sick. So
Where'd you go?
I went to SIUC, Parkland
Okay.
College, and also U of I.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
Grinding your way up, man.
Yes, sir. So
Sick, are you okay now? I take it?
I'm more healthy, I would
Okay,
say.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I had a cancer scare, and then I also had like an issue with my stomach. It was C. diff.
wow.
It was clostridiform. It was
Okay.
bacteria that people 65 and up get. So I don't know how I got
It
it.
was very rare for you.
Man,
So
I
it was
feel
kinda-
you,
it was
bro. I
kinda
had
crazy.
like IBS and like kind of like Crohn's disease last
Yeah.
year. That's to even like have problem that you didn't have before. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then,
It's like
like,
you
it's-
got to watch so much. You
Exactly.
got to watch what you
and it
eat,
makes
what
you
you
want to
intake.
like strategize your life and do shit the right way. 'Cause it's
Differently,
like,
right.
I can't work a 9 to 5 and feel this way. I got to
Oh,
make my dreams happen.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, for example, like when I was out at school, I was working at a hospital originally, and then I went to a clinic. So it's a free healthcare clinic, but I still, took in aspects as if I was working in the hospital. So it was the same job.
Okay.
I was a CNA, and then I became a medical assistant.
Okay.
And then graduated to a LPN when I got back to Chicago, but I never actually went into that field. But
Gotcha.
what I'm really
you were
was getting
studying
at,
nursing at that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yep.
Gotcha.
so like going into that aspect of nursing, and then actually having that stomach disease, like I was working under that pressure. So any pressure that came with the job, I was still having pressure eternally with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so your stomach is your second brain. So
Right.
if your stomach, if you
And
lit,
you're adding more stress to
You-
yourself.
exactly.
Within yourself, it's
and
like,
yeah,
man, I can only imagine that what you guys have got to go through,
Yeah,
like on
it's
any
crazy.
given day.
for sure.
Like,
Mhm.
go
So
ahead.
yeah, so it was just one of those, bro. Like, I took in perspective, like, okay, you're sick. Like, why keep putting yourself through this pressure? So, when I found out I was on the cancer scare aspect, it was like, you ain't got shit to lose at this point. So I was so
that was like your
contagious.
turning point.
Yeah, I was so contagious. I lost my job.
How old were you at that
I had to drop out of school. I had to drop out of school. I think I was like 24.
Damn.
Yep, 24 years old.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm 28 now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like 23, 24. 23 getting ready to be 24, yeah. And it was just like, it was rough. So I ended up like dropping out of school, not going into the nursing field, and just like focusing 100%. I was 3 months behind on my rent, and they was getting ready to kick me out. The day they was getting ready to kick me out, I got paid. I put in an order at a hat shop, and I went to go pick it up, and it was my whole check. So it was like $800. I put all into hats, and I sold all 800 hats. I mean, not 800 hats, all of the hats in less than 3 days.
Woo!
Wow. Okay.
And I got right back on top of my rent. And by, I would say the next following 3 months, I had my rent paid up for the rest of the school year off of just my brand.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I knew it was for me. Like I had $100 to my name when I lost my job. I went to go get a sewing machine. I asked my homie for $20. I asked my brother for $20 bucks. Went to the beauty supply store. Went on Alibaba. Ordered me some patches. Put my PNG file on it. Ordered me some patches and starts hand stitching each patch onto the hat.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you.
Yep.
So in this story so far of Omar, a lot of adversity, a lot of traveling, a lot of work.
Yes, sir.
So basically, you telling us like life is a marathon. You gotta keep going.
You
You
don't have no
can't
option.
stop. Because if
Yeah.
you stop, you can either be dead
Yep.
or you ain't gonna be nowhere.
For sure. Now, one thing I can mention, before when I found out I got sick and I lost my job, I had a mental breakdown. I laid on the kitchen floor for 2 days.
Damn.
No food, no water. Had a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, spaz, bro, and stayed on the floor for 2 days. My girl was trying to get in. My landlord was trying to get in. Everybody was trying to get in. It got to the point where they had to call somebody to break the door to get me off the floor. Like, I was like broken.
Mentally brain.
Yeah, it was gone. So it was just like, and that's something that I haven't shared with many people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm healing now and I'm in a better position. So I feel like I could talk about it.
Right,
feel
right,
you.
right.
It hasn't overcome me like I overcame it. So it's just one of those.
Yeah, I also too like experiencing like midlife crisis and that, and then going through it, and then looking back at it, and I was like, damn, that was like a turning point of like, man, it makes you who you are now.
For sure.
And then now like you're approaching 30 now, it's like you can have that hindsight now. It's like, damn, all we do is time, and
Exactly.
and it's a process, it's a marathon, and like, and you got to go through those kind of dark times.
It's like
Sure.
I'm 28 now, and I feel the same way. It's like you probably had so much goals and aspirations or deadlines you had at certain ages. It's like at this point now, when you in this race and you feel like, well, when you know that it's God given, you know that everything you're doing day by day is blessed. It's like you might not have those thousands of dollars. You might not be able to make certain moves, certain but you know everything is happening for a certain reason. And everything takes time, and that time comes super fast.
For sure.
So fast forward, now we here now. Now we on season 8 of the collection. Like I seen like you might have started off with hats, but now you doing like women's wear and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Like how did that happen, bro?
I realized like dedicate my brand, like the hats, they were unisex by color, but it wasn't technically unisex. Most women they will put on the black or the navy blue, or they might dibble and dabble in certain flavors. So I just look like a trucker hat is not feminine to me. It's more on the masculine side, and then the dad hats is more for everybody. It's more diverse.
Real.
So like I started thinking about my hats first because that was like my number one sellers, belts and different things as far as accessories. And then like when I first came out with my first collection for women, it was all couture fashion.
Oh shit! Oh, I did see some of the pieces on your
Yeah,
IG.
so
That shit was
that,
clean.
and
Yeah.
I taught, and like I'm a self-taught designer. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's like
Cause you
You
got
know.
that sewing machine.
exactly. So it was just like I knew that's what I was good at, but I was like playing around, bro, because it's like you know what I'm saying, like. You running around campus, you know what I'm saying? It's hella women. You having fun, or you might have a girl, or you might be in a situation where you just like, you know what I'm saying, in a position where, you just out there, like you just having fun. But like I was like pretty serious about mostly everything I was into. So how it started was like it was a young lady that came to me. She was like, "Can you make me a skirt? Like I heard you was a designer. You came out with a brand." And I'm like, "Of course." Now I didn't know how to make the skirt yet. But I said, I'm going to figure it out. You know what I'm
Get the
saying?
pattern.
Exactly. So, I went on YouTube and I said how to make a skirt. And, I'm a visual learner, so I just put it together. She came back. Now, it was probably the best I could do, but it wasn't the best skirt. But the way it was presented, the way it was put on, the way it was finessed, it looked great.
Nice.
And I started realizing, like, I can't put bad product out here, so I have to practice. I got to practice. And I was making people homecoming dresses, birthday dresses.
Wow.
So you was booming on campus.
Yeah, but I never took pictures. It was like it was for the money because I was
Just
sick.
for the gram.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And as soon as I got the chance, I said, this girl invited me for a fashion show. She was like, Omar, I want you to be on my fashion show. I heard that you was making dresses and skirts and different type of garments. And I'm just like, I'm with it. So let's do it. So it kept getting pushed back to fashion show date. I'm just like, God, let me get out here, please. So, when I got out there, it was just like my whole Instagram like went up. It was just like a wrap. Like a lot of people buying followers, and I don't have an issue with that. But like my 7,000, like they've been riding since.
Organic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I started. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
Like,
that's the love.
yeah. So it's just like all those people on my gram, I started, and I got to know personally. I hop in their DMs like, what's going on? How you feeling? How could we work? You know what I'm saying? Or like some more serious than others. Everybody not serious, but just
These
that
are
personal relationship.
these are real relationships.
Yeah,
that you
like
have
my
with people.
Snapchat was cracking though. Like my Snapchat was the move. Like I think I had like maybe like 10,000 people on Snapchat.
Yeah,
bro.
Those are big on campus.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had the whole campus. Like it was crazy, but yeah, that was like so. It started there, like making homecoming dresses. Trying to figure it out, and then when I had my first major collection, it was just like I had to make this happen. Like women were my number one supporters, regardless of how the hats were or whatever I came out with. They was the number ones people that supported me. Like they were with it. Like no matter
Invest in
what
women.
yeah, bro, you got to, because it's only right. You know, they pay attention to the particulars. They pay attention to every detail, and if they
Exactly.
don't like it, they're gonna tell you. They're not gonna beat around the bush.
True, and I
Like-
feel like they also just kind of care more.
Yeah,
like,
they most definitely.
dudes,
you know what I'm saying? It
I don't know,
matters,
like your homies and all of that, they definitely probably care too.
Dudes
But
are
like,
impressed with a
girls
hot
are like
dog with
actually
ketchup and
ride for
mustard.
you.
Facts.
You know, the support on the internet, all that shit. That
Yeah.
that all makes a big difference in
For
the
sure.
end. To be honest with you,
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, how'd you get the brand in Ghana? Like, were you out there to give it out to people, or
Nope. So
Awesome.
I just got homies that ride for the brand. Like they'd be like, I'm riding to Texas. Like, do you got anything you got for me? My homie was like, man, I'm going to Ghana this year.
Okay.
You slide? And I'm like, yeah, I can come. And it ended up like I ended up getting into like maybe a car accident a few months more before, so I had to come out of pocket for that. So it was just like, you know, a position where
you can still take the stuff over
yeah.
there with
So I
you.
gave it to him. Yep, I gave it to him, and I was like, bro, get it into anybody who's hot hands, like. And prior to, I was always watching Dan Sky Lloyd on Instagram.
That's
like,
who I peeped. Yeah,
and it was like, man, I
snapping,
turned
man.
around one day. My brother hit me, was like, man, bro, it's busting in Ghana like they got the gear on. Like, and I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the page. My homie sent me the video, like, man, they was dancing in it. It was to the point where, like, you know, a couple of shirts got handed out, jerseys,
nice.
crew necks, all type of stuff, long sleeves, you know, and it was like people who matter. It was like club owners, him as a dancer, entertainers, or people who has like their
lot
own
of
movies.
taste
It was just like, exactly. So, you know, at the end of the day, the placement was on point. So, you know, that's how it got out there originally, like my homie Mike B, you know what I'm saying? Michael Abrantier.
Yeah,
know,
man,
so-
I seen Mike B. I think I seen him like on Instagram. I see like a lot of moves, man.
Yeah,
He
for sure.
DJ, right, too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Nice. But, man, that's definitely awesome. So, what do you got in store for this year? Like, some of, like, the plans with the brand and outside the brand, like, for yourself?
Okay. For my, like this year, me and my brother are working strong on like collaborations. He's the co-founder of the brand.
Okay.
So he does a lot of work out of New York, Kansas City, DC. He's all over the place because he travels. He dances.
Gotcha.
You know, that's his
Okay.
career. He's a professional dancer. So
Okay.
a part of a dance troupe called Step Africa.
Nice.
So they travel all around the world
Okay.
and just step. So it's
Keeping it
pretty
in the
dope.
family too. It's
Exactly.
like-
Yeah, that's the best way to go. You know.
Yeah.
So you know, the plans that I have is collaborations. With a lot of stuff that's going on as far as our people, a lot of people lack confidence as far as like how creative they are, or they don't have nobody to support. So the people around me that I know feel that way, I want to actually sit down with them, pick their brains, and come up with designs. And they also get a portion of what gets sold. It's not just like, oh, you know, I'm collaborating with you and we make this design, you get your credit, but you don't get no money. We trying to like really
right.
expand
Doing
because,
good business,
like people,
really.
yeah,
Do
people
right.
see what my brand is about, and they also have like different aspects that they understand that I might miss. You get what I'm saying? So I want to be able to
Exactly
cover
where you're coming
all aspects of my brand because it's based around the sport cricket as well. So you know, like
Like the
it's
That's a very popular
Exactly.
sport too.
exactly.
Low-key.
So yeah, like I'm the first person to really like step on people's toes with it in America. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just like, you know, I'm really building.
that's very clean.
know,
When did
So-
you start the crickets?
Building it, and it was like bringing it a part of my brand. It was 2014 when I originally started.
Okay.
Yep. So
Question.
So you 5 years in now.
yes, sir. Yep.
So I noticed some of like the graphics on the tees. Are those you too? Or
Yeah, it's
is that-
contemporary art that I study.
Okay.
So it's like,
okay.
if it's
Damn,
something,
you spazzing there.
yeah, I'm trying, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like for example, inflation tee. I made my inflation tee because like we usually see other ethnicities, like you got the euros or the pounds or whatever the case may be. Then you have the American
Yeah.
money, which has, you know what I'm saying, all European slave owners on the front of the damn money. So I just said, how about you guys realize that you have money too with people that look just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our people miss that. Like we have to go back, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's a must for you all to
Yeah,
travel
I'm on
back
a
to
big
Africa.
like Garvey Pan African tip
Yeah,
right now.
for sure.
I'm revisiting it. Me and my boy Moise, we working on like this book or whatnot. So we've
Okay.
been just covering a lot of like Garvey, Malcolm X, and like
Yeah.
his whole trip over there to Mecca,
Yeah.
Medina, Mansa Musa, just
Yeah.
like a bunch of
That's-
shit like that.
that's
man.
all I'm
it's,
into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very necessary.
It's
More now
intriguing
than
for
ever.
sure.
They killed my man Gaddafi because he wanted to give us a fucking universal
For
currency
sure.
over there.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
gonna get
wow.
ugly.
Yeah.
It was gonna get ugly.
Then when they went to change buying the oil like in
Yeah,
gold, it's like
for
nobody
sure.
was gonna be able to do that. They had that's a real conspiracy. They really had to kill that man
Yeah, had to
because he
get
would
rid
have
of
changed
him.
the whole economic dynamic of the world with that move.
Pretty
And it
much.
was close.
Somebody gonna try
to
it
bring
again.
back
though.
the gold standard
yeah.
again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. I gotta look into
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So like the game just runs
Real.
so deep, and like I fuck with the message and the meaning
Yeah.
behind a lot of
Yeah.
this work, man. That's
Sure.
Wait,
true.
Appreciate it.
quick question though, Omar. I mean, as far as like designers, like
Mhm.
who your
Influences.
influences going on during your come up and to the present as well.
Okay. Me personally, I'm not gonna act like I don't understand what's going on out here, but to be honest, like my favorite designer coming out of Ghana is my auntie.
Mm.
Oh, word.
She cuts and sews, and she's wicked. Like she could look at you and damn near figure out your size, like without you even having to. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
Put
she
shit on
like
like she's-
always does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, I originally went back home to actually stay for 3 months to actually learn how to cut and sew as well. So I taught myself and like actually went back home to get a little
That's the best way.
Nice.
taste.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
So you always
Yeah.
run in your family, like
Yeah.
designing.
But if we
creating
want to,
stuff.
yeah, like if you want to be technical though, like who I do enjoy that are European would be
I mean, you right.
Ralph Lauren.
We got black
I love
folks out
Ralph
here,
Lauren
too.
because of the simple fact that he advertises well.
He does.
He's very classic. He's very traditional.
the first.
And he's very relevant.
the first American
You know what I'm
luxury
saying?
brand.
Exactly.
They consider him to be.
And he
yeah.
started off with like
bow ties.
bow ties. Exactly. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like making it into Bloomingdale's and hitting up Macy's. Like
Having
they,
your own store, your
Yeah,
own
and he's
resort.
like,
a
he went
Jewish
crazy.
kid that was doing shit when Jews were still getting the doors closed on him. He
Exactly.
couldn't just float around.
yeah, he
so,
was one of them guys.
Yeah, he
man.
overcame
Sure.
a lot of adversity as well.
And then
man.
one more person that's European, it would be Donatella Versace.
Oh yeah, nice.
I
Nice,
rock
nice,
with it
nice.
because it's very consistent. It's classic. Again, I love classic things. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, the cricket club aspect can always fall in that rim because it's like a very classic sport.
Yeah,
you know
and
what
the
I'm saying?
uniforms and all that shit. It just has a
Exactly.
certain
So-
look to it already.
And that's what I'm trying to approach this season, like being very like understanding. I mean, making people identify me by symbols.
I
you
see
know.
their polos and stuff before.
Yeah, that was like one of my best things I feel like I've ever created besides my
Nice.
jogging suits.
Nice.
My hats are always selling. That's like my number one seller. My belts are number 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I do those myself.
It's good. It's a nice profit margin, I'm sure, on those
Yeah,
accessories
for
too. That's
sure.
a good business move for sure.
Most definitely. And
Yeah.
I plan on expanding it
Are you
to
gonna
other
get to
things
like
as
home
well.
goods, like
Yes, sir.
pillows?
Yeah, I'm trying to do like cricket blankets, the sheets, the pillows, combined with African print though. Like,
Nice.
you know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
It's gonna be
Candles,
nuts.
man.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts, bro.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
You know, it's gym shoes as well, socks, drawers,
I
lingerie.
noticed you
whole
didn't
night.
Yeah.
mention your fellow Ghanaian brother, Virgil Abloh. What's your perspective?
He was
on him?
next.
Okay.
He was
okay,
next.
okay.
What I enjoy about him is that, man, he takes one little thing and tweak it. You know, that's the smartest thing you
Yeah.
could ever do because
Mhm.
you have to understand that's what people do. Like, okay, I think Uber was first and then Lyft came after.
Mhm.
You got to think about me and my homie. We played Jenga, but they came out. It's a black-owned one. I forgot the name of it, but they got another one.
Oh, really?
You know, but it's just different color blocks.
Mm.
And it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how people move in the United States. The trademarking and copywriting, the aspect of everything is just to tweak it. Like Balenciaga
Yeah.
just came out with a dramatic, like oversized sweater, but they took a soccer team's logo and just erased their name and put their name and took the whole logo and placed it on another item.
Yeah, those
And it's like-
intellectual property laws.
You
be
know what I'm saying?
crazy
Like it's
sometimes.
crazy as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah,
Like you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like damn, do we gotta like really copyright and trademark to the T, the angles too? Like
Yeah.
it's out of control. So it's like I know that they watch,
Mhm.
you know, underground artists that's
Of
coming
course.
up, and I know that you know what I'm saying. Like I know that they vision West Africa
Yeah,
to
he
see
kind of
what's up.
he
Like,
gets called out quite a bit for that. And
For
Virgil,
sure.
Virgil, I know like they do the big homecoming thing over in
Mhm.
Nigeria, and he always be a part of that. Like he helped design some of the logos
Yeah,
and like
for sure.
jerseys and shit.
So yeah, he's one of the best in the world, though, bro. Hands down. Like he took it to
regardless of
another
the
science.
criticism, I would still put him.
I
up as a
never
top.
criticized Virgil, but I'm gonna criticize him right now. He has a Jewel collaboration coming out, a Jewel vape pen, and it's like valued at $15,000.
A Jewel vape pen?
It's a $15,000.
$15,000 vape pen. and
Somebody
it
gonna
says
get it.
Jewel with the
That off-white clientele
Wait.
is a different type of budget. What's up?
You guys think that's irresponsible, given like how popular he is among young kids right now? How like Jewel and like
That's
Right.
real.
Jake. Hold on, Jake
Damn,
asked was
that's
it
a good one.
Jake asked was it irresponsible for him to create the Jewel pod and Mark
15,000, that's like
the 15. Well, I mean, if you have 15,000.
making it more like
Lucrative.
Relevant.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
exclusive, too.
It adds to the exoticism of it all as
The
well. Like,
exoticism of
yeah, you know, you give it a price tag that
that
much,
runs.
it makes it into like some baller shit that people can aspire
Yeah,
to.
you go to a club and then you whip up your
yeah.
like
off-white
a
vape pen.
$500 zip.
Designer
Real
weed.
runs.
hey, look, that's what Nipsey did though.
Marathon OG.
Big dope.
I mean,
Yeah.
so my thing
Facts, though.
is, because I always question what exactly is luxury, like who really gets to define that. And I think if you're good enough and your quality is good enough, you can say whatever you want
in the
to say
game.
about it. Yeah, like I have a friend that hand makes furniture. She's super raw. I think if she was to like sell it independently instead of looking for a job for a firm, she could probably make hella more bread, and she makes them herself by hand.
Yeah, I
Shout
got
out
shit
Merchant
is awesome.
Consultant.
I gotta meet her though, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta put
no
me
worries,
in
no
tone.
worries,
bro.
no worries, no worries.
For
Yeah,
real.
so
I got
like,
something
you
in
know,
mind.
some shit like that, you can kind of define and say whatever it is. And I mean, honestly, that's what these companies do all the time. It's not these Jordans that are $300 didn't always be $300. They used to be like 120 something. Nike goes up. I mean, we could talk about inflation, but Nike picks and chooses what price points they want to make something.
Period.
And them shit still cost $12 to make.
Period.
And we still buy them shit. So I mean,
Period.
it's all about, you know, how
Yeah.
what you want to define as something, and then kind of really how you present it too. You definitely got to sell it the right way.
I
That's
mean,
for sure.
if
Off-White
Kanye-
is
if
flawless
Kanye could
with the
sell shoes for
showmanship, for
$300,
sure.
And shoes, how much were shoes, you would say, 9 years ago? The most expensive Nike or Adidas with a phone positive $200?
Probably
Not 250 was phone faucet
Yeah,
around
phone-
that time.
That's
Yeah,
what-
other than
Air
that,
Max.
like-
Air Max was like 250.
yeah.
And I
So,
mean, like
yeah.
some of the technical, like LeBron shoes with all the
No,
extra
no.
fancy shit were like
This
kind
like
of
no,
pricey.
9 years ago. This is like 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when LeBron was coming out with those like really.
the South
Yeah.
Beach.
Crazy
Yeah,
ass
it's
they're
like
200, they're like
300.
This shit
200.
was
Nah,
tight.
it
Like
was
300.
300.
No, that was like
It
that was
was,
like
though.
later on Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Like
facts.
Yeah, later on, like after he won a couple championships, like the first two, he started getting like better shoes. But the South Beaches and shit, the first those like 180, 220 or whatever.
Type shit.
But for the shoes to go from like all right 220 to all the way like what Yeezy 300 retail price plus
350.
Saks 350 in Chicago.
Some
He
not all
need
of
to,
them.
cause
He
I
did
want to
lower
pet so
prices
bad, but
some.
I ain't folding for no 350.
Exactly, like 350 or
That's
even
over.
like
People buying it.
or even like a Jordan. Most Jordans right now are retail $200 with Chicago
Y'all
tax
ain't gotta
250.
worry.
It's like
I'm gonna come out with my own shoe.
you might as well because if like you don't know what's going on in America with the wealth inequality gap, it's like you really can't afford to really be fresh and be smart about it. It's like I might as well create my own shit. And that's why I applaud you about what you're doing, even through all the adversity you went through or are going through. It's like, no, I'm going to keep creating. It's like, even with you, Mark, you still keep creating. Same thing with everybody on this fucking podcast, even the engineer and the people that helped out with the show. We go through so much adversity, but we keep creating, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, we know what's really going on, and y'all niggas got to know what's really going on, who listening to us, like, yeah, like, we're in the time where, like, yeah, you can spend money on Yeezys. Yeah, you can spend money on some Off-White. But you still got to be responsible and realize, like, what's the value to all of this shit? Like, are you trying to buy a house? Are you trying to make sure your kids have obtainable wealth? Are you trying to make sure that, like, your people is good around you? Like, everybody don't need to work a 9 to 5.
it's all
Some of your
about.
friends are valuable enough that you know, like, oh, I can employ them, and then we can make $1 million together. Like, you don't need to make $1 million, but you know your homie can make $1 million. You know the trickle-down effect. You have to have that mindset, like, with Nipsey passing away, I hope everybody had that boss mindset. And y'all got to look at what he was doing and look about how he didn't have diamonds in his gold and he just had gold because he knew if anything was to go wrong, I can cash this in. Or he had his own strand, or he made sure kids went to STEM programs and made sure they knew how to code and all type of other shit. Like, boss up for the people
Period.
around you, and boss up for
real,
yourself, man.
Yeah, that's facts. And that's what I realized lately, man. Like, I went to go speak to some kids last week on Thursday or Wednesday, I believe. I can't remember which day, but man, I was speaking to the kids, and I just noticed there was a lot going on with them. Like, it was a girl, she had a cut on her wrist. You know what I'm saying? I asked her
Probably
what
like
happened,
a
you know what I'm
cutter.
saying? And she, like, one of the teachers told me she was damn near trying to commit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know what I'm saying, she didn't, one of her parents died, you know what I'm saying, the other one's never home, you know what I'm saying, she really on her own, and she ain't number like 6 years old, bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we going through in the city. So, like, for me personally, like, bro, like, it's not even about me no more, like, at all. Like, my
Exactly.
health, I'm gonna be all right. I just gotta eat right and stay consistent.
Facts.
It's way bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? It's about everyone from your past to your future. Like, you gotta lock in, man. Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, this shit is real out here. Like, we have to connect globally. Like, we just can't, oh yeah, this my guy and he from the same block, or, you know what I'm saying, it's not just a block. You know what I'm saying? We gotta extend that block all the way to the crib. Like, it's one of those. If we don't have that going, bro, we ain't gonna make it. I'm telling you. It's because we don't have no worth here no more. It's getting to that point, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to build as much as I can. You know, I stepped away from my homies for a while so I can clear my head, but, like, I'm bringing them back in, and I'm only putting them in plays where they can make that touchdown, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
I know, Mars, you feel the same way. Like, black ownership, black equality, man. Like, the whole Do Right brand represents the same thing.
Hey, I got a question. Do you feel awkward?
No, not really.
Never.
No, never.
That's
Okay.
Black Rob.
Yeah.
That's black. Rob.
Black
Nah,
Rob.
I was just asking, bro. Like, you know, like, your race on point, though.
Of course.
Nah, tell them your story about how you came to America real fast. Your little spill.
Oh man, I mean, so pretty much like my gateway is like me learning how to play ball.
Right.
It's like saying like me coming from the Philippines, like then you know like you coming from here, and then people are just like, ah man,
But he
he's
came
like
here at
change up.
11, though.
Yeah. And but throughout that time, it was like sports, music. They got me like you know that entrance for me.
Right.
And I went to an inner city high school up north, in the sense. So like me being around like Nigerian, Ghanaian there, and then like
Right.
Middle Eastern kids.
Oh,
There's
you know
just,
what's
like,
going on.
You know,
Yeah,
like I'm
that's
pretty
what's up.
aware of what's going on. Like I'm in tune with it. Like I'm. But yeah, man. Like
Rob tapped in, nigga. Any nigga questioning or wondering? Miami, we tapped in down there.
No, that's real.
LA,
real,
we
though.
good. Chicago, know what's up. Rob, what side of town you live on?
Right on 47.
Okay, come on now.
Yeah,
Nigga, we one of the guys.
For real, though.
One of the guys, man.
Yeah,
Big St.
man.
Louis, where you from?
It don't
man?
matter what part of
St.
47,
Louis.
bro.
No, what block, man?
47.
That Cherokee block, man.
I'm off of 47th, man.
Man, come
Oh, you
on.
talking about back at the crib?
Back at the crib, man.
3500 block of Utah, 5100 block of Palm, North Side, South Side. you
Shout out
know.
my St. Louis people, man.
Same
Them real
shit.
blocks, man. Them
Yeah.
ain't the downtown
Ain't
blocks,
that East
man.
St. Louis?
Nah, bro.
I'm finna
Nah,
say shit.
nah,
That
nah,
sound like
nah,
that how
nah.
they bumming over
East
that
St.
way.
Louis is the
Man, Little
the
Chicago.
dumpster of St.
Little
Louis.
Chicago, bro. They be wildin'.
Yeah, they definitely
Man,
do.
so we gonna have you on the podcast again after you come through the next collection?
For sure.
My
It's
man.
whenever y'all ready, bro.
So current
Any topic.
season 8 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
My nigga. So again, we got our homie Omar on the episode,
Mm-hmm.
talking clothes.
You want to give us your socials or anything? Like I know you say you don't have a Twitter, but you want to plug
Your
stuff real
Instagram,
quick?
yeah.
For sure. My name is Omar K. Denteh. My Instagram is Omar OMAR. Middle name KOFI. Last name Denteh DENTEH. Once again, OMAR KOFI DENTEH. That's my personal Instagram. My brand Instagram is UE, the letter UE Supply. SUPPLY CO. And then my website is uesupply.co.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. The brand is kind of hot too, so just slide that in. Shout out to
He said
everybody.
kinda. It's heat, my dude.
Oh no, the mild sauce
messing with you,
slogan
bro.
is
I'm
kind
messing
of
with you.
hot.
Nah,
Yeah.
That
No, your shit is
That
hot.
was kind of smooth. The Transition King is back, man. Oh, new nickname,
For real.
Transition King.
I'm too confident, bro.
I don't
I've been through
DJ,
some
but
shit.
I'm the Transition
No, you
King.
got
Nah,
some
I'm
heat.
messing
I
with you, bro.
definitely
I
peeped the
appreciate you,
site.
though,
I was
bro.
like, whoa.
Because you could have been like,
YouTube?
it's decent. I hate when people say, oh, he got a little brand, or his shit decent. Like, bro, nah, bro. I haven't found nobody that's better than mine in Chicago. I don't care who says it, how they coming, whether they just booming right now. It's about the clout. I do everything by myself in Chicago.
That's how
By myself, bro. Like, it ain't no, I have my homies help me out, and they be rocking when they can. But but for the most part, it's me. Like, I go to pop-up shops alone. You know what I'm saying? I know too many people, bro. Like, it'll be dumb for you to, like, you know what I'm saying, tweak. Like, and not even on no Nipsey shit, no funny shit, but like for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole different ball game in Chicago. Everything, I move. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sending out packages, finding models for fashion shows, doing photo shoots, everything. I do it by myself.
Damn.
So now this year, another goal of mine is to actually find people to be a part of what I'm doing.
Build your team.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, being in the game so long alone, because like, you got to get to the money. Now it's not survival mode anymore. It's more of like expanding. You know what I'm saying? Globally. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Growing and scaling.
Being more in a happy pace, you know what I'm saying? Health on point. You feel more confident in what you got. People let you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they honor and respect what you got going. So that's just the move I'm in right now. I just want to keep that going.
Yeah, that's love. After talking to you and actually like hearing your story, I definitely am even more inspired. But like looking at the stuff earlier, man.
Yeah,
like,
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah. We gonna get up out this thing though, man.
Man, shout out. Hold on. Shout out.
Nah.
Hold on. Shout out Enfrey K. Shout out Sazama.
Yeah, them my dogs.
Them my dogs, man.
Yeah.
Them my dogs, man. I
Yeah.
grew up with them niggas, G.
Yeah.
Shout out them, man. But yeah, this is another episode of podcast, episode 24. My nigga Omar came through on this Kobe shit.
For real.
I don't know bullshit. Mamba blood.
Facts, though.
Raper man blood.
What?
Rapist blood.
We don't hear you haters.
Right.
Cause we really hot over here.
Me too.
But it's kind of hot. Shout out Mouse South. Shout out Jake. Shout out everybody. Cheer.